The first thing you might want to do is to finish this video. Yes, you want to learn tips on why you should stop procrastinating. Try this small task first. Finish this video. Hi guys, it's your girl Vic Mom, back stronger and better. I'm very sorry for the long break we had, guys, and I hope you guys are still sticking with me. To my old subscribers, my G's, you're welcome back. And to those of you that are seeing my beautiful face for the very first time, I'm Vicma, and on this channel we do productivity, which is something we are still going to be dealing with today, which is why we're taking tips on how to stop procrastinating. With no further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing, which I'm very sure we must have heard severally, is that just like every other problem, the first thing to do is to identify the cause of the problem. You can't work on a broken car without knowing what exactly is going wrong in the car. Just like you can't stop procrastinating if you don't know exactly why you're procrastinating. And our reason for procrastination varies. Some of us, it's fear of failure, some of us, lack of motivation, some of us, too many decisions, some of us, anxiety, and some of us, perfectionism. If you want to know more on why you actually procrastinate, I recommend that you check out the last video that I made, which actually encompasses the reason why a lot of students procrastinate and the type of procrastination we have. This will give you a better and clearer view on why you actually procrastinate. And like I said, it's the first step to take in order to become a better person and a hardworking student. Yeah, it's going to be on the journey. It's not what makes you hardworking, but you're already on the journey there. So check it out. So you now know why you procrastinate. Congratulations! You've taken one step to breaking off your phone addiction and to stop procrastinating. What next? There's a mindset shift I would like you to have. Most of us believe that it is very easy for us to transition from being a chronic procrastinator to becoming hardworking, diligent, and that dream person we want to be. Mm, sorry, I don't want to break it badly, but it doesn't work that way. The step between being a chronic procrastinator and becoming that dream, diligent, hardworking student you want to be is like really big. So we have to take one step at a time, which leads me to my own saying that big changes are too unreal. It is important to know that you are trying to change, you are not performing magic. So it will be difficult for you to grow out of old habits, which is why you have to take one step at a time. That's the second tip. One step at a time. You do not stop screen time all of a sudden because you made a decision that you no longer want to become a procrastinator. No, you take one step at a time. You're used to 8 hours with your phone. What do? You try to reduce it in bits. You can start with 30 minutes. From 8 hours screen time to 7 hours 30 minutes of screen time in one day. That is achievable, that is feasible. And if you stay consistent with that 7 hour 30 minutes for a week, you have built discipline bit by bit. And just so you know, discipline is key to becoming whatever you want to become. You cannot stop procrastinating if you don't have discipline. And you don't build discipline in a day or because you are motivated. It doesn't work that way too. These acts that I'm sharing with you, which is taking small steps at a time, actually gives us two things. It breaks off our old addictions and at the same time teaches us discipline and consistency. And consistency is key to success and progress. Discipline is key to hard work. These two are what I'm sure we are trying to achieve: hard work and success, hard work and progress. So, to stop being that procrastinating person you are, you don't have to transition and become a very serious, hardworking person all of a sudden. People will look at you and be like, oh, she's slacking because you're pressing your phone. You understand that the level you're at does not permit you to drop your phone for 4 hours and study, or else we're taking you to the hospital next Monday. We can't deal with that. You should not try to push yourself to a state of burnout. Instead, you should try to push yourself to a state of familiarity with the new habits you are trying to build. With that said, let's move on to the next tip. Still on taking one step at a time. This tip that I mentioned also applies to task fulfillment. Do not try to fulfill your task or your goals at once. Break down that one goal into smaller, achievable parts. Why? There's a sense of feeling good that you get when you achieve each small part of it. And this sense gives you motivation to go to the next one and complete it. And right now, like I said, motivation is one of the main things we're looking for. Why? We're trying to break free from procrastination. And motivation and procrastination are like words and opposites. So try to perform your task in a bit by bit method. It helps. I hope you enjoy it. Another thing we might want to consider is your space. This might be a tip you've never heard before, but your space determines about 40% of your productivity rate. A messy space means a messy day. A messy space means no work done. A messy space equals frustration. Imagine or remember, for those of us that have not done it before, it's imagine. And for those of us that are frequently doing it, it's remember. Remember that time you sat down trying to perform schoolwork and you started looking for your highlighter. You had to stand up, go pick up your highlighter, go back to the table. Remembered you forgot your pen. Stand up, start looking for where your pen is while still trying to focus on performing your schoolwork. I don't have to guess to know that you did not complete it because you were disorganized. You had to do too many things because your space is messy. A messy space makes our brain feel choked and coagulated, and we feel frustrated, especially since we have to start looking for everything everywhere. 2 weeks ago, my room was like this. I kept looking for what was not, and I could get no work done. My to-do list remained unticked. I mean, literally unticked. All my tasks remained undone. Why? Whenever I tried to fulfill even just one, I look at my space and I just have to clear everything out, and it was so annoying. I was frustrated. I gave up over and over and over, tried to start over and over and over, tried to break it down over and over and over, but it just wasn't working because my space was dirty. And until I picked up myself and the pieces of my room together, I was not able to do anything productive. So, a clean space means a clear mind and it means less decisions. Leading me to another controversial stuff. Decision making does not aid your productivity, at least not when there are too many decisions to make. The lesser decisions you have to make, greater and the more productive you become. Minute decisions and over decision making leads us to becoming kind of traumatized of decision making and choice making. Why? We begin to rush to do things, especially when there's too many decisions to make. You have to do this, do that, do this, do this, do that, do that, do this. Which is why multitasking is bad. And because you have so many things to do, you don't think through before you make a decision on the spot. This leads to you hesitating when you actually have to make a big decision that requires you to consider the pros and the cons, which is decisional procrastination. You do not want to make this decision because it has so many pros, and you also don't want to make this one because it has so many pros as well. Now you are left between thinking, and you cannot rush through because you have a long period of time to make the decision. So in the end, you just give up and wait till you are pressured and then rush into decision making like you usually do. But to achieve a maximum amount of productivity, we have to think through decisions we make, which is why our space should be clear and clean. Because when your space is messy, you have to make a lot of decisions in little amount of time. Your brain overloads, you try to come back to your task and everything just jumbled together and you give up. You go to your bed, lie down, pick up your phone, scroll through TikTok, get a quick shot of dopamine, and before you know, you are back to the cycle again. So stand up right now after this video. Clean up your room, clean up your space, make sure everything around you is where it is meant to be, and you don't have to look for anything when you need it. It's a very important tip. Finally, just start. After watching this video, drop your phone, pick up that thing you've wanted to do for so long, and just start. Starting is usually the hardest part. The moment you start, you will be able to continue. Like I said, starting, especially when the task is not too daunting at first, you get this rush of dopamine that encourages you to continue. So just start. After starting, then you'll be able to carry on. And while starting, please embrace imperfectionism. You are not perfect. Mistakes were made. You're human. You're not a robot. If you're a robot and you make mistakes, then there's something wrong with your manufacturing. But you're not a robot. You're human, a biologically functioning human being. So you're liable to mistakes, and mistakes help you grow. The more mistakes you make, that actually shows that you're working. Yes, when you make more mistakes, it shows that you're actually putting in the effort. You just need to change the style of doing it. That is why we don't want to procrastinate. So we can have a lot of time to do those things. And planning. Yes, you start today. But how do we know you won't procrastinate tomorrow? When you plan, you need to plan your day, plan your month, plan your week. If planning your day seems somehow, because sometimes I try it and it just doesn't work, I have a to-do list for a whole day and I'm just not able to perform the task. And when I'm not able to perform the task on my to-do list, I feel a whole new wave of frustration because I'm not able to do it. So you can plan your week instead of your day. And then you just know that all this must be done this week. You decide when in that week you do it. But please do not put it on Saturday or Friday because you know it's closer to the deadline you're looking for. Don't do that. You're deceiving yourself. So just start, plan, and remember, action brings momentum. Once you start and you keep it going, you are going to be able to get to that destination you want to get to. So guys, we've come to the end of today's video. I hope you guys gained something as usual, and Please, if you have any questions, any opinions, I would love to hear of them in the comment section. I'll be eager to respond to you. And also, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share to family and friends because you can't be keeping all this information to yourself.